petition, but we have responded to the issues. As you would note, when you retire from those responses, for the Judicial Service Commission, they have handled over 900 petitions for removal of judges. And out of those, only 12 have they met a recommendation to the President to constitute a tribunal. So, my Lord, on our part, we have over 12 years of experience handling petitions as a commission. My Lord, these petitions, although there is a number of issues, there's nothing significantly new that the Commission has not dealt with. And Lord, you would note, we've handled petitions involving a former Deputy Justice and Vice President of the Supreme Court and other judges of the Supreme Court, some of them now retired. The issue, like in many other petitions that come before you, whether or not a substantial question has been raised in all those petitions is a matter, my Lord, you have to be satisfied that the issues are raised transcend the interest of the petitioners, and that an expanded bench would be desirable. All of that, the Commission will leave it to you. But on all the issues I have raised, you have answers to all those issues. We are confident we'll be able to address them, and we'll have complete answers. And we have shown we have complete answers to all the issues I've raised. Ultimately, the Commission has a constitutional mandate to discharge. It has done that over the years, and it will continue to do that, even in these petitions that it was handling at the preliminary stage. So I don't wish to go into the responses. That will be for the judges that will hear the matter. My Lord, just an issue that I need to bring to your attention. My Lord, one of the judges of the Supreme Court, the Honorable Justice Mohammed Qadir Ibrahim, has filed 2 different petitions. We appeared yesterday before His Lordship, Justice Chacha Winter, the presiding judge of this division. That matter was not certified urgent, as raising a substantial question of law, and that application was withdrawn. That petition already has a hearing date on the 5th of June. We've already taken directions and have a roadmap and timelines on how that matter will be determined, and we took those directions with Mr. Emmanuel Bitter for the Attorney General. Justice Ibrahim's matter is not one among the 5 you have before you today. So, Lord, so there's one matter that will not be part of this, even if you're to make a certification. So there will be a different matter that will be handled by a different judge. Same Supreme Court bench, same issues. The presiding judge of this court will be hearing that matter on the 5th of June. My position is that matter and this one we have filed the same response. If that one is not satisfied, I leave it to the Lordship. And lastly, on the question whether our leadership, the Chief Justice, will be conflicted, well, our position as a commission is that first, she's the chairperson of the commission. So, on our part, really there will be no issue as a matter of law for her leadership if we were to be satisfied that this matter raises a substantial question of law for her to assign judges, because that's what the Constitution says. The Chief Justice assigns judges because that is a constitutional duty that is vested on her by the Constitution. Even in her own petition, we have no quarrel. We'll be able to deal with the issues that are raised in her petition before any bench, because we have answered all the questions that have been raised. And lastly, my Lord, This will be the fourth in this new Judicial Service Commission, when the Judicial Service Commission has had to deal with an issue that is of significant moment, if I can call it that. The first one, at its very inception, there was an issue about the removal of the first Deputy Chief Justice of this country. We dealt with that, and we handled that matter. Secondly, Lord, came the vetting of judges and magistrates. Another weighty constitutional in the transitional phase of this new republic. The Judicial Service Commission had to deal with that transitional phase that affected the judiciary. And that matter was finally resolved with the challenges that it came and the number of judges that were involved. There was then, my lord, as we remember, a concern because the then first Chief Justice had to appoint judges who were also affected by the vetting. But in the first bench that was appointed, we had a blend of new judges under the new constitution and judges who were affected by the vetting process. Both initially in the High Court, because that's the only way the Chief Justice dealt, but even in the Court of Appeal, we had judges who were affected but who were able to hear these matters. Third, Lord, was in the retirement age. There were contestations about whether all judges who were appointed before the effective date would retire at 70 or under 70 or at 74. Well, we dealt because that was a turning point in the handling of matters by the Judicial Service Commission. The then Chief Justice appointed judges to hear that petition that was filed by honorable judges. In fact, two of them were Supreme Court judges. And Lord, as mentioned, the matter was referred to the Chief Justice then, and the Chief Justice appointed judges. It was a mixed bench, some judges who were affected by that retirement age, and some who were appointed under the new constitution that did not have a problem. And in all these matters, the judges were able to handle the matters that were placed before them and interpreted and delivered on their mandate as judges of the High Court. And the matter went to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal similarly had no problem in determining the disputes that were before them. And lastly, Lord, is this, that among the 12 petitions that I mentioned, Lord, 3 of them, in terms of the removal of judges, 3 of those petitions, not 1, 2, 4, 3, have been the subject, and the first one I think where that went all the way to the Court of Appeal, and then the judge had to, I don't need to mention the judge, but we had an issue about process. That matter went to the Court of Appeal at the preliminary stage, just like this one. The High Court and the Court of Appeal made a determination. This is the matter of your brother now, former judge, Justice Mbabu Mutava. The process was challenged. We finished with that. The Honorable Judge appeared before the tribunal. They recommended his removal to the President. He challenged that in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court pronounced itself on the process and the grounds for his removal. But the same thing happened with your brother, Judge Justice Said Chitembwe. So this process has been tested. The Supreme Court, as a court, as an institution, has pronounced itself on the process that has been deployed and adopted by the Judicial Service Commission over the years. So, my Lord, we have placed all that before you in our responses. These petitions bring something slightly different, my Lord, but it is a respectful submission that in the event that you are satisfied, because that is really for you, that this matters raise significantly new issues, my Lord, it's in your discretion, but as you retire to consider that, my Lord, you'll have to contend with the fact that that matter that is before Justice Muta cannot now, as a matter of law, be remitted to the Chief Justice because he declined to do that. So, Lord, for those reasons, we have filed our list of authorities and cases.